then we can start.
Okay, I will share my presentation then. Okay. Do you guys see it now? Um,
Yes, Lisa?
okay. Okay. So, this is what we will do today. I will talk to you guys a bit more about statistics, specifically measures of location. So the overview of the class, I wrote it down here. So first we will see what is statistics. I wasn't sure whether you guys have had some introduction to statistics or not. So I will just shortly talk about what it is, what you do with it, and then I will move on to data collection. With data collection, I will just mention which types of data we will make our calculations with for this class. And then we move on with the definitions of the measures of location, where we have the mean, median, or mode. I will talk mainly about the mean today, but I will mention what the median and the mode is about, just so you guys have had introduction into the definitions. And because I will ask you it in my quiz at the end of the class. And just during our theory sections, we will make some exercises where we will calculate the mean in some examples. So this is what we will do. We will see how it goes. So first, what is statistics? If you look up on the internet some definition of statistics, most of the websites give something a bit different, but it's still quite similar most of the times. So statistics is known as the science concerned with developing and studying methods for collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data. So as you can see, most of the time it's collecting data that we will then analyze and then present in a certain way. So it all begins with collecting some data. So now what we will do, you always question something that you want answers for. It just depends on what it is. But what I will now ask you guys to do is think about how tall everyone is in this class, approximately, and then to fill in your length in this spreadsheet. I'm not sure if you guys can click on them. Tell me if it's not possible, then I will share the link in the chat for you guys. And later in the class or at the end of our theory section, we will analyze this and try to calculate our measures of location. So I will now close my presentation for a second to see if you guys can get in this thing. Is it possible for you guys to join it, or is it not working? Um, I don't see the chat. I don't know where I'm supposed to see it. Um, can you let me know by speaking? Because I've lost the chat, it seems. Now I see it. Here. I will send you guys the link in the chat if you aren't able to connect with it. So here. So just fill in the length of in the spreadsheet so we can later on calculate the mean of you guys' length. Can anyone say something? Because I've seen that there aren't many people in the meeting anymore. Maybe there was a problem on my end. Can anyone still hear me? Presenting data. So it all begins with collecting some data, and then you will have a question about where you want answers for. It just depends on what type of question, what the data is about that you want an answer or a conclusion around. So what, for example, we have how tall is everyone in this class approximately? So what I wanted you guys to do now is go to this Google spreadsheet and fill in the length that you have or how tall you guys are. And afterwards, after defining all the measures of location, we will analyze this data set and try to form a conclusion or calculate the different means of location, or I mean the measures of location, I'm sorry. If the clicking on the link is not possible, I will also send the link in the chat as well, if that is easier to connect to. So then now I will change screens and go to this one. Yeah, it's fine. And just fill in your name or your length. If you're with multiple people on the same computer, just fill them in below or like under each other, just all together. So we have the different lengths of as many students as possible. I see someone's already in the spreadsheet. You should be able to write in it. Yes, I see. Thank you, Melissa. Try to make sure that you're not writing over each other. If you see a name already in a box, just write it a bit lower if possible. Because I see multiple people writing on the same cell of the spreadsheet.
I think Lensa, we said,
What?
I think they are finished.
Okay, then we can continue with some theory. I see Joel is still writing something. I mean, I just see a new name. Maybe they are. If you guys still are writing it down, just do it and pay attention to the next slides if possible. So now you guys have written down your length. I will convert them or try to analyze them while you guys are working on some exercises just to make sure that our conclusions at the end of the class are the same. So now just two separate types of data which we will use in this class. We either have ungrouped data, which is just a set of numbers, as you can see in this picture. So just 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 7, 8, 4, 7, just a set of numbers. We also have grouped data that we will use today, which is put in a frequency table as we know it here in Belgium. It is just what you will write down as our different marks of students, different types of answers that you have, and then you write in the other column the frequency, so the amount of students that have that mark on their test. So this is just an example that we will use later on today. So we have two types of data that we will mention. So now we will move on to the measures of location. First of all, we have the mean that we will use, but I should mention first that we also say measures of location, but you could also call it central tendency. It is just how our data, if we look at it graphically, will change depending on where the central point is. So it will move depending on the data. Just to give you a general outlook of it, but you will go further into it as well in other classes, most likely. But now we will talk about the mean. The mean is known as the average. So most of the times you will use this formula. I've just showed you guys a type of data, so the ungrouped data that we had earlier. This will give you this formula. You will sum or add all the data values up and then divide this by the number of values in our data. So this gives us this formula where you see a summation over x divided by n, with n the number of values that you have in your data set. On the other hand, we also have a formula for grouped data, which is then using the frequencies multiplied by the data values that we will sum as well or add all up, and then divided by the summation of all our frequencies. So this gives us the formula for grouped data. You will try this out in a second as an example. So now we have one example that I can show you guys just to show how the formula will work. We have a data set right here, 4, 5, 5, 2, 3, 3, 2, 8, just a set of numbers that we will try to analyze. Now we try to calculate the mean of this. So we then fill in our formula. We will sum or add up all our data values, as you can see. And that we will divide by the amount of data points that we had. So we had 8 values in our data set. So that gives us the divided by 8. If you then add all those numbers up, this gives you 36. Divide this by 8, and that gives us 4 as the mean of this data set. Just an example to see how it works. Now, what you guys will do now is I will give you two examples of a data set, and you should try to calculate these means and write them either down on the board if possible or in the chat. I will look. If you have a different answer, write them all down, and we will then check the solutions if needed. So you can have some minutes, a few minutes to calculate all these means and either write it down on the presentation if possible. If it's not possible, just put it in the chat of our meeting. I will look at the chat to see if you guys find some solutions. I see already an answer for the second question. I will give the other students some time to see if they find the same solution or a different value. I see another 5, that's good. And already see the solution for answer 2, thank you. So I will give you 1 or 2 more minutes to see if the people who haven't calculated it have found the answer. Thank you, guys. Okay. Thank you for finding some solutions. So I see multiple 5s and multiple 48.5. So I suppose that most of you guys have calculated it by now. So I will just show you the solutions that just to see the calculations of the problem. So you see here, adding all those numbers up gives you 45. We have 9 data points or data values, so that gives us the 9. And as well as the answers written down in the chat, you get the mean as equal to 5 for these sets of numbers. And for the other exercise, we also added all those numbers up, gives you 91, I'm sorry, divided by 6 because we have 6 data points, and that gives us the 48.5. So very nicely done by everyone that put the solutions in the chat. That was great calculations. So you guys figured out how to calculate the mean. So now I have 2 sets of examples of grouped data sets. So the first problem was we have the ages in years of 20 people in a community. So you guys already know how many people we have in our problem. And that gave us these frequencies. So now I wrote down a clue about what you have to do. So you will now calculate the mean as well of this problem and put it down in the chat if you have figured out what the solution is. And then we will go over the answer afterwards. I see a solution in the chat. Those answers are wrong. I'm sorry to inform you guys if you don't really understand how we should do this. I will just tell you guys or explain it in the first example, and then you guys can calculate it on your own for the other part. Or if I will show you the formula again, maybe for a second. So what you are supposed to do, I will just show you the formula again. So here we will add up all our products of our frequencies with our x values, so our data values, and that we will divide by the summation of our frequencies. So that is why I mentioned as a clue to calculate the product of our frequencies and our ages. And then you have to add all those values up for all our columns or our values, and then divide them by the amount of people. Yes, I see some answers. Okay, I see multiple 62.5 answers, which are the right answers. Just for the people who didn't understand it, I will show you the solution once more. And then you guys have another chance with the other example that we have. So what you could do is fill in this table once again. We have all the ages, all the frequencies. Then you will calculate the product. So each time we do the first column multiplied by the second column, that gives us our value right here. So you can calculate all these lines or multiply all these lines. And then what we will do is add all these values up. So that gives us 1,250 as the numerator, and then the denominator, so the summation of all our frequencies. We knew that we were working with 20 people in our community. So that gives us the divide by 20, and then we have 62.5 as our answer for this mean. So very nicely done. So now we have one more example of a grouped data set. So now the example that I showed you earlier, the marks that were scored by a group of senior 3 students. So then we have this table with all these marks. So now once again, try to calculate the mean, and hopefully you guys can do it in full this time, now that you guys have learned how to do it. I see a solution. Thank you. I figure you guys disconnected for a second there again, but that's fine. Another 60.4. Nicely done. I I will show you guys the solution or how we came to the 60.4 now. So as you can see once again, we will calculate or multiply these two columns with each other. That gives us the f multiplied by x column. So then we have all these values. What you do then is add all these values up, which gives us 1,812, and that divided by 30, because if you add all these numbers up, you find 30 students. So that gives us the 60.4 that some students found. So I hope that you guys all understand how we are supposed to do this now. So now I will just shortly talk to you about the median and the mode as the other measures of location, but these will go more in depth in another class for this. So what we will do now is the median is the value in the middle of a data set. So in theory, this tells us that 50% of our values are smaller or equal to our median, and 50% of our values of our data points are higher or equal to our median. So how we will do this in practice, how we will find this value, if we are working with ungrouped data set, this tells us to order the numbers from the lowest to the highest number. And by doing this, if we have an odd amount of values, you will find the median in the middle. So it's the middle value. If we have an even amount of values, we take the average of those two numbers in the middle. So just as a visual representative, for example, in the first picture that you see, we see that we have 5 values in the first half, 5 values in the second half. So the median is the number in the middle. And if we have an even amount of values, so for example, 6 right here, we will take the average of the 5 and the 6 in the middle, and that will give us that median of 5.5. And just shortly, the mode is the value that appears most often in the set of numbers. So that is just what I wanted to talk to you guys about those measures of location. So just in our data set that we had on our spreadsheet, I will show you guys this right now. So what we had, I'm sorry, I have to put my screen up again on where you guys can see it. Because I calculated, I saw that you guys put it down as inches. So just to make it a bit more easier to calculate with, I put it down as centimeters. So I think you guys can see my screen, yes. So you guys put all your lengths down as feet and inches. So I just put them down as centimeters. So now what you guys should try to do is calculate the mean based on these values. So as you guys do this yourself, put it in the chat if you figure out what you have as a mean, and I will do the same calculation on my own calculator, and then we can share our results. I will make it a bit bigger. I didn't realize that it might be quite small for you guys on the board. So try to calculate the mean for this, and then we can try to go over the median and the mode of our data set as well.
Saloni got the reason.
Has anyone calculated the mean of these data points? So as we saw earlier, we have to sum or add up all these values and then divide this by the amount of values that we have. If you guys forgot the calculation already. Okay. I will see. I had another answer, but I will see. We can actually, I can calculate this thanks to our Excel file. I will see what it gives us. So we are supposed to have this answer. So make sure you guys don't forget this 180. Maybe you guys forgot this value because it's a bit, there was a line in between. I found the same answer calculating it with my calculator. So try to check if it's the same. Hello. Okay. I saw your WhatsApp message just now.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Lisa.
Yeah.
Now, the challenge we are facing is our batteries have run low.
Okay.
Yes, but the good thing, they have understood the concept very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they have understood the concept of calculating the mean, how to deal with the median, for the mean for grouped data and ungrouped data. All that
Yeah.
has been captured very well. So they have understood that concept, even of data collection.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, I want to first thank you so much. It has been very great, though we have been interrupted with electricity because I've tried to get the person in charge very quickly. I have, how to
Yeah.
just imagine. So, unfortunately, he's not picking. I'm not seeing him around campus. So, that was the only challenge because we had prepared very well. Everyone was settled. But because of that, we couldn't get him. And now even our batteries, we had not charged, prepared very well that we didn't expect it. So now maybe I'm going to request that maybe we keep our quiz. That
Can you repeat what you said? Because you disconnected for a second there. I couldn't hear it about the
okay.
quiz.
I was saying that one activity we have not done is the quiz.
Yes.
Yes, I don't know whether we can plan. I want to try and see whether we can have it. I'm going to look for him and see whether I can get him after lunch, around after 2 or 3. But still, in case I don't get him, maybe I'm going to share it with the students, the link, and then they can do it when power gets back.
Yeah, that's also good for me. If it's easier for them to do it on their own time or maybe separately with you, that's fine. You
Okay.
I will
Okay.
I've already sent you the link in the WhatsApp group, but if you would like me to send it on email again, you can decide what you prefer.
Okay, I got it. I think I'm going to just first test it with the one of them, and then
Yeah.
we see how it works. But we are going to attempt the quiz, and now I think if I'm going to have them do it, and then we shall respond. But I'm just praying that power gets back today. If it gets back today before 2, I'll let you know, and then we can come back online and have it.
Okay, that's good for me. I will put my phone on and will make sure that it makes sound so I can see when you message me. Okay.
Okay, yes. So that is what I want to do. I'm going to try, and then I will get back. First come, first come. So I'm going to try to get them online, and then I will get back to you because that's what I'm trying.
Okay.
Yes. So it was very, very nice.
You have muted yourself. I'm not sure if you were still saying something.
Okay.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
My name is Benita.
Hello. Oh, you were in the class, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was good.
Oh, thank you. It was nice for you guys to cooperate and calculate all the things as well. Thank you.
Yes, guys. You're welcome.
Okay. Okay. I think we are going to continue. I'm going to try, but I want to thank you. It was a nice lesson. It was a very nice lesson. It started very well but it was so nice because like when you look at the PowerPoint, it was very clear and the flow of the content was very good in very simple. I loved the interaction. They were very happy, like when you told us to type,
Yeah.
it was it was so interesting. Everyone was trying to type. So it was so interesting. It made us
Yeah.
to collaborate. Everyone was sitting in his own place, but we could communicate to each other, and you could see the excitement of them
Oh,
typing. So it has been so nice, and it has been a good experience for them and also me. I have loved that collaboration. And also, I saw you using the formula in the Google Sheet. I was so happy
yeah.
to applying the technology. So I think it has been a good experience to them. And I think we are going to continue collaborating. And I know around, I think June, I will let you know, which I can call it to, and you talk to the whole country about mathematics, because we usually hold seminars whereby we invite students across the country to discuss mathematics. So I'll give you an opportunity around June in case you are not so busy, around June, July, such
Yeah.
that you can inspire them and tell them about mathematics. Now there is a class you were talking about, like when before we started. Now that class was also very excited. They were very happy. That's why you saw them excited, because that's the class I was having, and
Yeah.
then another class was coming. So they wanted also you to teach them, but I told them no, I'll give you an opportunity next time. But it has been a very good thing. I want to thank you so much. Thank you so much for preparing. Yeah, I think we are good. We are good to go.
Yeah.
Um, yes, I'm
Um,
going to.
I was just wondering because we had a lot of difficulties with the meeting. I don't know if the recordings are all like is fine because I'm supposed to put a record or like add a recording into my assignment for here in my university. So I'm not sure if the how the recordings happened and if they actually saved. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Um,
yes. Yes, now the recordings are saved. I'm going to go back and check out, and then I can add the clips. I can add the clips, but still, we can maybe spare some few minutes, and then we can as well record it again. So I'm going
yeah,
to first watch the recording and then look at, but just because we had some interruptions, so I'm going to try to see whether I can add the different clips, and
yeah.
then we come up with it.
Okay, thank you. And once again, because you mentioned thank you for teaching, but for me as well, thank you for the opportunity and the nice help. And all the students are so cooperative for all the things. It's very unique to have that. Here in Belgium, not everyone is as excited for math. So once again, also tell the students thank you so much for working with me today, even though we had some issues was very nice of them. So yeah, and just let me know if you want me to be available later in the day for the quiz, so that we can see how much they remembered of the class I see.
Okay, okay. Let me, the moment power comes back, I'm going to alert you that power is back. We get ready and then we can come back. But I'm hoping that maybe by around 2 my time or 3 my time,
Yeah,
it will be back.
okay, that's fine. You just
Yes.
let me know and I will come online again.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's link up. And then I will also, Gilbert is very happy. Is very happy. I told her about it and she was very happy. In fact, tomorrow I am with her.
Ah,
Tomorrow she's visiting me here. And I think because she was telling me, I want also to look at the videos. I want so much to attend their lessons. I told her we shall give you the videos. So, but it is so exciting and we are really very happy. Thank you so much for teaching. We have learned a lot. And I know in the future, we shall as well have very many collaborations with you.
okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank
See you
you.
later.
Okay,
Bye.
see you. Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.